Hello, word nerds, and welcome to the Dictionary podcast, YouTube show, all that sorts of fun stuff. My name is Spencer. This is episode F54, and if you are watching the video, you will see that I have a new face. I have new hair. I have a new beard. I have been cut and shaven. 2 bits is all I paid. I'm going on a work trip tonight. I'm leaving tonight on a work trip. I'm leaving for a work trip. Don't know when I'll be back again. I come back next week. But I was like, I am very, very shaggy, and I need to get cleaned the hell up. So I went to the barber today, and I got myself cleaned up. Okay, so I'm going to try and record 2 episodes, and then just because I'm going to have like 5 days of not recording, and that's very, very bad. Okay, here we go with the first word in this episode, which is the second form of the word feeling. Say it again, with this time without feeling. Feeling. Adjective from the 14th century. Number 1A, the synonyms are sentient and sensitive. Well, let's just keep on reading. I have thoughts on what those might mean in this context, but I'm not sure if I'm correct. And I don't ever want to say something that might not be correct. So 1B is easily moved emotionally. Yes, that is definitely sensitive. I don't know if I've ever thought of the word sentient in that way. Easily moved emotionally. I think of sentient as being alive. So I guess if you were not alive, you would not be easily moved to emotion because you would be not alive yet or dead. You were alive. But there must be another definition for the word sentient that maybe I'm not aware of. Okay, so feeling adjective, you're describing something as like a feeling person, a feeling thing. It feels, it has emotions, it has senses, sensitivity, it is sentient. Okay, now number 2, which is obsolete. It means deeply felt. This thing is deeply felt. Deeply felt. If you're watching the video, you get it. Okay, number 3, expressing emotion or sensitivity. Just doing this action of expressing emotion, that thing is being described as feeling. I'm trying to think of a context of where we would use this adjective. I don't know. Feelingly is an adverb, and feelingness is a noun. And my sound effect today in this episode is going to be... Next, we have feel up. 2 words. You might know where this is going. This is a transitive verb from 1930. I guess that's when it was invented. The term, not the action. This means to touch or fondle someone for sexual pleasure. And this one is interesting because, so they gave the very generic, general definition of touching another human, hopefully it's a human, touching another human for sexual pleasure. Ideally, there is consent, and this is sexual pleasure for both or all the partners, how many ever partners there are. Usually it's 2 or 3. But I guess, at least for me, the way that I always understood this term was, and maybe it's because of the word up, was touching the upper torso portion of another human being, that specific chest region. But according to this, any sort of touching or fondling of another human being for sexual pleasure, you could say feel up. It could be your ears. It could be your nose. It could be your pinky toes. I didn't even mean for that to rhyme. Not at first. Okay, so that is feel up. Feel up. It feels so weird to think about people in the 1930s using this term. Doesn't that feel strange for some reason? Okay. Next is fee simple. fee simple or fees simple if you're pluralizing it. This is two words, noun, from the 14th century. A fee without limitation to any class of heirs or restrictions on transfer of ownership. I felt like I took pauses in bad places on that. A fee without limitation to any class of heirs or restrictions on transfer of ownership. And I don't really understand what that means at all whatsoever. No, I do not. What are we talking about? I don't know. Something, does somebody own something and then you got to pay fees on that thing? There's no limitation to that. Okay. What's the next word is fee splitting. Two words. Noun from 1943. This is payment by a specialist as a doctor or a lawyer, or a part of his or her fee to the person who made the referral. So the doctor or the lawyer is paying the thing as part of his or her fee to the person who made the referral. Ah, yes, okay, I get it. Of course, I just needed to reread it again. I always need things 2-3 times at least. So if you recommend this doctor, you love this doctor so much, they're fixing all of your ailments, and then you tell your friend, hey, you should go see this doctor. I love them so much. They're wonderful. They're a good human being, and they fix my body up real good. Maybe my brain too, my mind. And your friend now goes to see this doctor. The doctor potentially will give you a little bit of money, right? I think that's what it's saying. It's like a referral fee. I think payment by a specialist. The specialist is paying the thing of part of their own fee to the person who made the referral. Yep, I think they should also put a synonym referral fee, because that's pretty much what it is. Fee splitting. They're splitting their fee. Okay. I've never heard of a doctor or a lawyer giving some of their money to the person who recommended them. This doesn't feel like it happens anymore. I don't think so. Okay. Yeah. Next we have feet. F-E-E-T. It's the plural of foot. So if you don't know what feet are, you're going to have to wait until I get to the F-O-O's and I talk about the foots. And then the plural of that is feet. Hoo-hee-haw! Next is fee-tail, T-A-I-L, two words. The plural is fee's tail, not fee-tails. No, no, no. This is a noun from the 15th century. No numbers. A fee limited to a particular class of heirs. And this is now the second time that class of heirs has come up, and I feel like I need to look up class of heirs. Now, I should also say, I didn't say this before, heirs in this context, in both of these situations with these fees, is spelled H-E-I-R-S. So I think of an heir as the descendant, somebody who you're giving something to. There are three classes of heirs. The first class consists of the deceased's descendants, including both legitimate and illegitimate children and adopted children. The second class consists of the deceased parents and their descendants, such as siblings, nieces, and nephews. And what's the third one? Your little thing didn't give me that. So those are the class of heirs. But so what was the definition again? The fee-tail. A fee limited to a particular class of heirs. So it's only going to be one of the classes. What either your descendants, if you're the deceased person, or your parents. If you die before your parents, then the other class is your parents and their kids, so your siblings. And then if they had kids, they would be your nieces and nephews. And then there's a third one, I guess, as well. And so I guess there's a fee that goes to them. The third class consists of the deceased grandparents and their descendants. So that would be your aunts and your uncles and your cousins. And so, but I don't know where these fees, maybe this website mentions fees. No, it does not. Well, that was not helpful at all. I don't know where these fees are going. Okay, that is fee tail. Fee tail. Oh, the etymology tells us that this is from Anglo-French, fait tail, which means entailed fee. That is the fee entailed, and they just shortened it and switched the words to fee tail. Weird. Next is feet first, one word, adverb from circa 1833. With the feet foremost. And oh boy, there's one of those definitions that's just worded for smart people. Not that I don't understand, I do understand this, but I do not consider myself a smart person. I do not use words like this. I don't think like this. I don't write like this. I think we need things to be dumbed down to my level or lower. Not that there's a judgment in higher or lower, but I know I have a certain level of smartness when it comes to words, and so this is, I would, like, what? With the feet foremost. Okay, yes, your feet are in the front. If you go down a slide and you put your feet in the slide first before your head, you're going down feet first. Your feet are in the front part of your body. But it's kind of fun to go head first down the slide. When you dive, when you jump into a pool, you might go feet first, where your feet hit the water first, or you might go head first, or maybe you're doing a real fancy dive and you're going hands first. Pew! Okay, feet first. Hoo ha ha ha! Next we have feet of clay. 3 words. What is this? It is a something from 1814. 1814. It is a character flaw that is usually not readily apparent. You don't immediately know their character flaw. When you first meet this person, you're like, oh, they seem just wonderful. But in reality, later you will find out that they actually have a character flaw. I think it's a little judgmental to call something a flaw. It's just an interesting thing about them. What is their character flaw? I don't know. You just gotta wait and find out. So the reason this is called feet of clay is because it is from the feet of the idol in, I guess this is from the Bible, Dan 2:33. What does Dan stand for in the Bible? You'd think I was smart enough. Is there a book just called Dan? Son of Jacob. I guess so. But what the feet of the idol in Dan? Now we have to look up. What are the feet of the idol in Dan? Are made of a combination of iron and clay. The feet are partly iron and partly clay. So I guess it's saying that clay in this context is a flaw. I don't think clay is a flaw, but maybe compared to iron? I don't know. This is fascinating. I don't know the Bible. I don't know religious stuff, so I'm learning these things. And if I hear somebody say something, feet of clay, then I'll know they're talking about a character flaw that you're not aware of right away. So I guess there was an idol, a statue, and later they were like, what? How did we not notice that the feet have clay in them? Why did they, were they trying to save money? Did they run out of iron? Oh, we didn't realize we paid all this money for this idol, and now there's clay. That is a flaw, if I ever heard of one. I have no idea what this story is. Next, we have fees, or you can say phase, right? That looks like a, yes, F-E-E-Z-E. Fees or phase, noun from the 14th century. Number 1 is chiefly dialect, and the synonym is rush. I don't know how to use this one. Rush. Rush, rush, rush. We gotta get to the hospital quick. We gotta fees? Fees. Maybe it has something to do with feet. What's number 2? It's also dialect. This is a state of alarm or excitement. Yes, if you are in a state of alarm or excitement and you got to go to the hospital, you are definitely rushing to the hospital. So where does this word come from? Why are we using this word? And where? Who uses this? If you use this, if you are part of this dialect, please tell me. Find me. Say hello. Fees. This is from Middle English fesen or vesen, which means to drive away. Maybe we're driving away rats, driving away snakes, driving away children, driving away something. And there's more at the word phase, F-A-Z-E, which, let me see if I can do a quickie search back for that one. Did I read that or did I skip that episode? It may have gotten in the list of skipped episodes because I'm not remembering. Phase? Here's phase. What does phase say? To disturb the composure of. Like nothing phased her. Yep, that makes sense. So somehow it's related to fees. Fees. Everybody quick, we gotta go fees! But how do you use it in a sentence? It didn't say. Hoo hoo hoo, yay! Yeah! Next we have failings solution. Failings solution. This is two words. The first word is spelled capital F-E-H-L-I-N-G apostrophe S. It is the solution from failing. This is a noun from 1873, and it is a blue solution of Rochelle salt and copper sulfate used as an oxidizing agent in a test for sugars and aldehydes. Aldehydes. Well, you might be wondering, how does failing fit into this? Failing! This is from Hermann Failing, who was a German chemist who died in 1885. Hermann Failing died in 1885. They were a German chemist, and they came up with this solution of Rochelle salt and copper sulfate, blah, 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 blah. Failing solution. Chemists use this, of course. Ooh-hoo-hoo-hoo. Next, we have feign, F-E-I-G-N. This is a verb from the 13th century, starting with intransitive. The synonyms for intransitive are just pretend and dissemble. Dissemble? Okay, pretend and dissemble. Interesting. Feign. Now we have transitive, 1A, to give a false appearance to, to give a false appearance of, also, induce as a false impression. We have an example, feign death. Faking death, you're giving a false impression of death. Possums, don't they do this? I think some other animals do this. You're giving a false appearance of death when you feign death. I recently saw a video. I don't remember where it was. It was probably on Reddit or probably not TikTok. Maybe somebody sent it to me. Anyway, it was a video of a squirrel who feigned death. And not only did they fake that they were dead, but they were like next to a broom or some like some sort of like thing with a handle on it. And they laid down for a little bit, and then they got up, and then they sort of walked around, and then they laid down again, and they took the thing with the handle and laid it across themselves. The squirrel took the thing with the handle and laid it across himself as if it had fallen on them and killed them. And that is how they feigned death. And I am impressed with that squirrel. They're going to take over all of us. Okay, 1B for feign is to assert as if true. The synonym is pretend. You are saying when you are playing house with your friends, because we are doing this with our adult friends. We are just playing house. Let's play house. What if we did that as adults? That would be very strange. When you're playing house, you are pretending. You are faking as if it is true. So you are feigning house. Feigning house. Now, I feel like there's a little bit of a difference between the definition and the synonym. To assert as if we're true, in my mind, makes me think of like you are adamant that this thing is true, even though you know it's false. But pretend is like we're just pretending, we're having fun, we're making it up as we all know this is pretend and fake. So I don't know. I guess they're close enough. Feign. Number 2 is archaic. 2A. Synonyms are invest and imagine. It's old. Not even going to bother talking about that. 2B. To give fictional representation to. Representing something fakely, fictionally. Number 3 is obsolete. Synonyms are disguise and conceal. All of these are all about making something fake. Fake, fake, fake. A synonym is the word assume. That's interesting. So assuming that it's real, but it's not real, but you may be not sure. That's fascinating. Feigner is a noun, and the etymology for this word says that this is from, Latin fingere, which means to shape or to feign. And there's more at the word dough. Yes, you have to shape the dough. Maybe when you're making bread or donuts or croissants, you have to shape it into something. So that's interesting that the same word means to shape or to feign. And so I guess to feign is like you're turning something into something else by shaping it. It's not what it's, I don't know. That's interesting. Next we have feigned with an ed, adjective from the 14th century. Number 1, the synonym is fictitious, because it's fictional and fake and not real. Number 2, not genuine or real. It's feigned. I don't feel like we use feign enough to talk about things that are fake. Woo, 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 woo. Next, we have an interesting word. It is pronounced either feioa or fehoa. And I guess I'm not entirely sure which one is probably more accurate. But anyway, it is spelled Feijoa. I suspect feioa might be more accurate because it is first. But it doesn't say what language. I'm assuming it might be Portuguese or Spanish. It doesn't actually say. But anyway, we got to talk about what this feioa is. It is a noun from 1898. The green, round, or oval juicy fruit of a shrub or small tree of the myrtle family that is native to South America and is grown commercially, especially in New Zealand. How did New Zealand get into the picture? But also, the tree or shrub is also the feioa. So, the species name is Feioa celowiana, and this name comes from, it's the genus name, which comes from, I'm going to pronounce this bad, João de Silva Feio, who was a Brazilian naturalist who died in 1824. And of course, I apologize for the pronunciation of their name. They are dead, so they won't hear this, but somebody else who knows names like that will maybe be offended. Their name is spelled Joao. That's the first word, first name, and it looks like there's the squiggly line over the A. And I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that name. There's so many different ways it could be in my brain. Da Silva, that's 2 more words, and then Feio, Feijo. So they found this thing, maybe, this tree or shrub, and it has a fruit, a green, round, juicy fruit, or oval, juicy fruit, and I don't know anything about this. Maybe I should post a picture of the feioa. Boy, I gotta post more pictures on the Instagram. I've been slacking. Okay. Next is feint, F-E-I-N-T. First form, noun from 1644. Something feigned, reminder, that's fictitious or not genuine or real. Something feigned, but specifically a mock blow or attack on or toward one part in order to distract attention from the point one really intends to attack. A synonym is the word trick. So, if you're boxing, I have so much experience boxing. So it's a mock blow or attack toward one part. It's like you're faking an attack this way, but then they get all freaked out and they try and block that one, but really you're coming in with the other one in this direction. So this one is the feint, right? This one's the feint because it's the fake one. Whether or not you're going to hit them, I don't know. But you're coming in. Now, this one I don't think has to be totally literal. I think this also could be maybe in political stuff. Maybe so you're attacking your opponent in some way, but then you're distracting them with that. But then you're really coming in with this other attack. But maybe it's more literal. I don't know. It does talk about. It makes it sound physical. The etymology, there's not much to it. So we now got to go on to the second form of feint. This is a verb from 1741, starting with intransitive, which is to make a feint. So when you're making a feint with your one fist, you are feinting the feint. And then the transitive is, number one, to lure or deceive with a feint. So you are feinting, and you are also feinting because you are deceiving them. And this fist is your feint. Number two, to make a pretense of. Not entirely sure what that means. To make a pretense of. I don't know enough about pretenses. Next, we have theory. Theory, F-E-I-R-I-E. It's an adjective from before the 12th century. It is Scottish. I think a lot of these Scottish words end in the E sound, don't they? The synonyms are nimble and strong. Theory. Not only are you strong, but you are also nimble and quick. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Jack is strong and fiery. So, this word comes from, let's see, we're going down to Old English theory, which means able to go, just physically able to go. That's it. Akin to the Old English faran, which means to travel, or fare, F-A-R-E. And the Scottish people decided to take that and take it a step further and say, keep on saying theory, change the spelling, and make it nimble and strong. Oh, they're so fiery. I'm not even going to try to do a Scottish accent. Why would I embarrass myself with doing that? Next is feist, F-E-I-S-T. Also, you can say feis without the T sound, and you can spell it F-I-C-E or F-Y-C-E. Noun from 1770. This is chiefly dialect, so that's where you see the different spellings. The different areas are going to spell it differently, pronounce it differently. And it is a small dog. A feist or a feis is a small dog. I have never heard of that. This word, is from the obsolete fisting hound. I guess there was a hound called the fisting hound. From the obsolete fist, which means to break wind. What? Wait, what? Hey, what? Let's hold the phones here. Are we talking about the fisting hound was fisting, which means breaking wind, which means farting? Is this a farting dog? I could look this up, but I don't feel like it. If you have any additional information about this, can you please tell me? Please, 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 please tell me. It's a feist. It's a feist dog. It is possibly a farting dog. Oh my God, I'm so confused. Okay, that was fantastic. Now we have to go on to the next word. It's feisty. Now, I know feisty, but now based on that word, the previous word, I am very interested to see what this says. It's an adjective from 1896. Number one is chiefly Southern and Midland. So 1A is full of nervous energy, and the synonym is fidgety, like my sound effect. I know people who are feisty. The Tasmanian Devil. When I was making some of those sound effects, I was thinking of the Tasmanian Devil. Number 1B, the synonyms are touchy, and quarrelsome. Ooh, they're very touchy. You don't want to bother them because if you say something the wrong way, maybe they're kind of sensitive, then they might want to get into a quarrel with you. So they're kind of feisty. 1C is exuberantly frisky. Oh, that's a good definition. Exuberantly frisky. I feel like when I do this podcast, I could be described as exuberantly frisky, kind of, and also feisty. It's just a good two words put in together. Exuberantly frisky. Frisky can get into some other areas, somebody being a little literally touchy, and that's not good. So that's not a good way to use frisky, unless it's of course with consent. But exuberantly frisky, I guess that's kind of what I think of when I think of feisty. Not maybe quarrelsome, throw in a touch of quarrelsome. Yeah. Okay, number 2. Ooh, here we go. This is probably the one that I'm thinking of. Having or showing a lively aggressiveness, and the synonym is spunky. You got spunk, kid. As in the movie's feisty heroine. She is lively, but she's got a little aggressiveness, a little bit of like, don't mess with me. I'm feisty. I'm exuberantly frisky. You don't want to mess with this spunk. Nah. Okay, it's a good word. Feistiness is a noun. Okay, one more word. We have falafel. F-E-L-A. F-E-L. It's a variation of falafel, spelled F-A-L-A-F-E-L. Falafel. Le falaf. Falafel. Okay, so now, everybody, this is the time when I'm going to pick a word of the episode, and I'm going to reread them to you while I bring up my movie list, because that is the next thing that I'm going to do. So, today we had feeling, feel up, fee simple, fee splitting, feet, fee tail, feet first, feet of clay, fees, failing solution, feign, feigned, feioa, faint, faint, Fury, feist, feisty, and falafel. This is tough because there's some good words in here. Let's see. I mean, feist, this small dog, I'm so tempted to pick that one. Feisty, I like feisty. Good to be feisty, especially certain people should be feisty in these really messed up political days. Anything else? I'm looking. Feist is the runner-up, this small farting dog. I'm just going to say that's what it is. But I'm going to pick feisty as the word of the episode. I'm feeling so feisty today. Exuberantly frisky. Feisty. Feisty, feisty, feisty. Feisty, feisty, feisty. Here's my aggressiveness and my spunkiness. Okay, fine. Whatever. Let's see. Let's talk about another couple of movies. I hope on the plane to watch some movies tonight. I should be sleeping, but I will be watching movies. Oh, here's a good one. Humanist vampire seeking consenting suicidal person. That is the title of the movie. And it's a very dark comedy. I think it might be subtitled, if I remember correctly. And I liked it. Humanist vampire seeking consenting suicidal person. It will all make sense. I like it. What else? Let's put a little marker to say that I talked about that. And then we had, A Different Man. I had seen the trailer for this. This is, what do I say about this one? The makeup effects are astounding. The makeup these days, in the last 5 years, we've seen some incredible, realistic makeup, and it's wonderful. A Different Man. A guy who has, how would you, I don't want to say deformities, but his face has lots of, I think, tumors, and, it looks different than your sort of average normal face. And there's a lot of like you could talk a lot about the politics, the reasons to make something like this, the whys. They do deal with that, like, oh man, I can't even describe it well. I don't want to. I want you to just watch it. A Different Man. And he goes through a medical procedure, and that's all I'm gonna say. Don't even watch the trailer. Just watch A Different Man. Okay, I think that's it for today. I super appreciate you checking out this show. And until next time, this is Spencer being feisty, reading the dictionary. Goodbye.